Now we want some way to actually see what this damage is doing to our character. So in the mobile game resources, you'll find a graphic health bar. Just going to add this to our canvas. So let's just right click, choose UI and a new image. Drag health bar into the source image and click set native size. This one is not a raycast target because we don't need to interact with it. But instead of its image type being simple, we're going to make this one a filled image. I'm going to change its fill method to horizontal, and you'll now see that the fill amount can be regulated. I actually want it to go from the right instead. Okay, so it can do this, and we can actually manipulate this in the code by using this fill amount variable. Okay, first of all, I just need to position this somewhere on the screen, so I'm going to choose the top right. Now, it's not an item that we need to click on. However, I still recommend that you change type just to see where it is on all the different pieces. As you can see there, it's basically been excluded. Well, I want to make sure that it is targeted to the top right, and then I simply just want to drag this over a little bit until it fits nicely up in the corner. Get that as close as I can to the corner, and then that way on other systems it shouldn't be too far away from the edge. Now, as we can see there on the Apple iPhone, it's being cut off, so I just need to check it on each of the devices. Yep, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Feel free to go through absolutely every one of them, but I should imagine at the moment this is pretty good. It's a really long phone. Great. Okay, so it looks fine on all of them. Great. I'll just go back to Samsung Galaxy J7. That's one that kind of looks very generic. Excellent. Okay, so let's change the name of this to health bar. And whenever we want to access, for example, one of the components that are on a UI element in the script, we do need to tell it that we are accessing UI. So if we go back into the main script, right at the top, we do now need to say using Unity Engine.ui. That way I get access to that image. Okay, so I'll just leave myself another comment. So health bar. So this is going to be a public of type image that we'll call health bar. In fact, it doesn't need the capital B there. It's all just one word, health bar. Okay, and then I need some kind of a damage amount that's going to take place each time one of the enemies hits me. So I'll make that a public float called damage amount. I'll probably make that about 0.05. Now it's red at the moment because it does need an F on the end. The actual fill amount only goes between 0 and 1. So if you've got a value greater than 1, that will instantly be filled. So when you're talking about taking damage off there, it has to be a value less than 0. If it's 0, if it's really small, it's only going to take it off by increments, and that's exactly what I want. Okay, which is why it's so small. If you do want a different damage amount, let's say for a ghost or a bat or a zombie, you could create 3 different damage amounts if you want. Then, where we have our update, and we're saying if zombie attack is equal to true, then we're simply going to take a bit of the health bar off from here. So we're going to say health bar dot fill amount minus equals damage amount. And that's it. It's quite easy. Let's do that also for the other ones. So Control C, Control V, and Control V. Okay, and that will then start to take that health bar, so some of the length off the health bar until it reaches 0. Okay, so we're going to see the player getting damaged. Let's click on ground. We do need to assign this image, this health bar. Now we can try this out. Okay, so I'm going to let these creatures attack me. There we go, we can see that health bar really going down now. Great, these creatures are too far together. Don't worry, we're going to be sorting that later. But definitely the health bar is now going down. And when it gets to 0, we actually want some kind of a game over. You've sort of lost. So to do that, I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, where I have the time delay, and I'm going to do, instead of check for enemies, I'm going to do check for game over. It's going to be a custom function, so I'll create that now. Just above check for enemies, maybe I'll do a void check for game over. Okay, and all I'm going to say is if health bar dot fill amount is less than or equal to 0. If that's the case, at the moment all I'm going to do is basically display a message. Debug.log game over. Later we'll add some functionality so that you can basically return back to the menu. Okay, and that's how you get a health bar working in your game.